Okay, so this is a Fat Boy Flightworks 3-lever quadrant. You got a throttle grip, throttle lever, outboard, prop in the middle, and mixture on the far inboard lever. This particular throttle grip is designated a Romeo style 3H, so 3 switches, and the H stands for hat. This is a trigger. You can have this one's configured for a trigger, push button, tactile, military spec switch here on the index position. Then the high thumb position is the trim hat, all momentary for roll axis trim, elevator trim, or whatever other circuits you want to throw at it. And then here at the low thumb, this is designed so that you don't have to reach back and press with the tip of your finger. You can just basically just get right up on top and just squeeze this way. It is another momentary high dome switch. And of course, you know, the style of the grip being a full-size grip, larger. This particular, the Romeo style, is a larger palm swell in the middle. Very comfortable, very nice feel to it. Soft polymer rubber. And then you can have this set up again, no switches, 2, 1. Hat. There's also a rocker, toggle rocker, similar to this guy here, but smaller, just slightly smaller. And this one is a maintained side and a momentary side. But you can get one that's a little bit smaller than that, and that can sit right up here on this high thumb position. You can actually have it sit over here too as well, if you want to set it up side to side and do a rudder trim here, however you want to do it. And then we also offer an alternate maintained push button as well. So if you want to activate a circuit and then deactivate, so it'll stay maintained until you hit it again. Smoke systems or any kind of circuit where you need that type of operation. Okay, so that's the throttle grip. Look at the Romeo 3H throttle grip on the Fat Boy Flightworks quadrant. And then again, these quadrants can be configured for 3, 2, or single levers. And this is set up to where there's a well, they're all set up this way, which is a sort of set and forget. There's a spring washer in here for tension, so you're going to tighten down this lock nut for the feel that you want, and you're done. No need to readjust tension in flight or lock in flight. It's not going anywhere. You're going to operate it, let go if you need to, and it'll stay. So you want it firm enough to where, you know, there's a good firm feel to it, I think. And then of course it'll hold. If you get a little too loose on it with a lot of vibration, it might creep a little bit on you. So you do want it firm enough to where it will stay when you let go. But you'll set that to your personal preference on the bench, and then you're all set. And we offer placarding as well for, I think it's like an extra $10. We'll set this up for your preference for however you want to label, placard your levers. In this particular case, we had this one set up so that all the levers, if you notice, they're all relatively height-wise, they're relatively close to the top of the quadrant. And in that case, it got a little too tight on the top. Like if you reached for your prop, your knuckle or your hand might hit the grip here, or hit another knob here if it was all stacked up right over the top. So in this particular case, for this order, we opted to get the mixture right out through the side of the quadrant here. So now we've got all kinds of knuckle room, so to speak. Yeah. But if you want to go up a little bit higher, maybe like another 3 inches, now of course your panel might come into play depending on where you're setting your quadrant. So there's a couple variables, and we'll give you lots of height to play with the levers. You can chop them back down and then bend them accordingly, so you've got plenty of room to play with. And that kind of just depends on your particular setup, you know, where exactly that quadrant's riding along the side. Of course, the middle quadrants, where the grip sits more vertical, straight up and down, so that either the co-pilot or pilot that are sitting side by side, the RV-10s and similar, that's a little bit different. You've got some more room to play with there. You're not necessarily running right into a panel. But in the experimental home-built world, there's always something that's coming to play. We don't have a lot of room. So there's some things to take into consideration there, but we got plenty of options, plenty of lever length. And these come stock with reversing levers. So down at the bottom, these have been cut because this particular one is non-reversing. But down on the bottom here, underneath the drum, will extend out a portion of the lever so that when you push forward, the lever is actually pulling back. It's the opposite action, so it's a reversing lever. And so you can order them that style as well, and that's just a stock option. Yeah, so that's a look at the throttle quadrant, and maybe a little bit closer in here you can see the drum. You can see the spacers and the shims wrapping around either side of the lever so that you have complete independent travel. So if you're pressing either lever, the other levers are not affected by the travel. They're real smooth. For the full complete travel, there's no difference in feel, there's no pinching at all, and no levers will creep on you. They're completely independent, and that's the beauty of getting the shims wrapped around the lever, and then of course you're spaced out with the Delrin spacers, and then of course it's because it is a circle lever wrapped around the drum. They're about half inch in width. You've got a lot of surface space for the whole tension aspect of it, so it's a very, very smooth travel as opposed to like a 1/4 inch through bolt. Okay, so enough talking. That's the Fatboy Flightworks 3-lever throttle quadrant configured with placarding and anodized knobs and a Romeo 3H throttle grip. Thanks for stopping by, and if you want to say hi or tell me a little bit about your project or find out more about the flight grips as well, stop by fatboyflightworks.com. Okay, thank you.